Perhaps almost each of us, at some times in our life, has questioned who we are, where we come from and where we are going. There have also been many different explanations according to each theory, viewpoint or religion, from idealism, materialism, heaven, hell, or the three realms and six paths. Today, admin would like to make a logical inference based on the knowledge I have learned. The human ear can only hear sounds in the frequency range from 20 to 20,000 Hz. Above that level is ultrasound, below that level is infrasound, which requires a device to measure it. Similarly, in space there are other types of fields besides the fields we have known. The oscillations of these fields are in different ranges that show up in different physical spaces. Different types of fields exist, always expanding, oscillating and colliding with each other. There are random interference oscillations that create biological points in the form of biological fields. These biological points act as the initial consciousness points of all species of living beings in the universe. From this first biological point of consciousness, the mind is mistakenly aware of that I myself exist. Then, combined with external causes and conditions, they accumulate and evolve and gradually become all kinds of living beings, from single cell to multi-cells, simple to complex, from invisible to visible, from asexual to sexual reproduction that present in the realms of desire, form, and formlessness. Thus, the birth and appearance of each living being is quite random. But from the moment of appearance and clinging mistakenly, the ignorance, gradually this consciousness arises, weaves, and accumulates the good, bad, wise, foolish, ugly, beautiful, noble, cowardly habits, have passed through countless lives. And the universe is still in this process, a prayer in scattered areas of space in the endless universe. Not just the Earth of the solar system, in Milky Way. According to the teachings recorded by Shakyamuni, the enlightened person of the Earth, which has been recognized in history, the United Nations recognized the international holiday of Vesak, when a person practices meditation deeply across the 4 stages of meditation, achieving the 3 supreme wisdoms, the 6 psychic powers. One has the ability to observe and remember countless lives, inhuman lives, and even the lives of animals or lives of invisible, non-human or celestial beings. The above process is observed in its entirety and can be seen to the starting point of forming oneself, which is only an interference that comes into being, an egolessness with no real nature. Everything is just come from a biological point of consciousness appearing, biological field, and there is a mistaken clinging to the existence of the first consciousness that is I myself that creates and arises to states of mind and body in different realms, different circumstances. And when he enters nirvana, that person, with deep concentration, focuses his mind, focusing on observing the fluctuations of those layers of his own consciousness back to the starting point, removing the interfering point of the biological fields mentioned above. The existence of that mind officially disappears. The elements that originally formed that mind are removed, returning to randomly fluctuating fields in space. Selflessness is truly selflessness. There is nothing left, there is no longer existence from the initial consciousness to the later layers of consciousness. There is no longer any motivation to become anything after that. No longer exists in any form. Bad vibrations and past mistakes need to be recognized, transformed, and resolved as necessary and sufficient conditions to reach the highest and deepest state of mind to the final point of consciousness. The vibrations of the good fields that he created in life, blessings, will slowly fluctuate until they completely stop and disappear depending on the capacity mind of him in past lifetimes. This is a view based on logical reasoning, but if this is true, this can also be considered a great journey when a person discovers and gains true knowledge about himself. The origin of each creature's life comes from random formation, but the life of each creature will follow the state or feeling of good and bad consciousness, according to the nature of induction, clinging on the corresponding energy fields such as good minds belong to light, serene and bright fields, while bad minds belong to heavy, rough, and impure fields. Each person is responsible for his or her own consciousness according to the three basic laws of the universe: the law of attraction, the law of cause and effect, and the law of reincarnation evolving over many lives. A good mind will create a vibration in a light, serene and bright field, and that good situation will appear at a suitable time when there are enough conditions, and it tends to grow and deepen along the stream of consciousness. A bad mind will create a vibration in the heavy, rough, and impure field, and will also appear that circumstances at an appropriate time when there are enough causes and conditions, and it also tends to grow. Living beings of high ability such as saints, gods, and celestial beings do not determine or create the consciousness of each creature, but can only help and support changes in the consciousness at certain times. And all sentient beings must decide for themselves to continue wandering in samsara in realms with many changes, insecurities and suffering, or decide to find a path to practice to go deep into the consciousness to find the way come to nature of selflessness in each person, ending reincarnation. The above inference may not be correct, but it is intended to explain that there is no ego or myself that always exists, from the small form like a mustard seed to the sublime, great and mysterious form of a small universe in the big universe, or no any selfness connected to the universe. It's all a mistaken awareness and an illusion of ego of oneself that is just form of wave and field interfering, empty inside. However, this life has value when each person knows how to rely on life to do good things, avoid bad karma, do meaningful things, reach gradually higher state of mind and spiritual, and always aim to selflessness to put an end to sufferings.